Stephanie Haney here, our digital anchor now, with some of the reaction that's been really pouring in since the news of his passing earlier today.
You are so right, Jay and Betsy, and you two touched on many of the things that people were saying in those comments. So let's get right to some of those comments now, coming from our WKYC Facebook page. This one posted by the Cleveland Guardians. This was that bronzed drum and the bench at Heritage Park. A lot of you calling for statues of him. And those photos, for sure. Here's one from Brian. He was there when he broke his drum at the game. You see the broken drum right there in that photo.
He did that a lot, by the way.
When you're getting excited, you know. Samantha said he always had a smile on her face and a minute to talk. A very kind person, especially during the rallies. This one from Chuck saying that the drumming was a signal to get the attention back to the game. This was kind of something Betsy was mentioning, just very generous with the time and sharing those photos with all kinds of people. Elise talked about seeing her nephew get to meet him and bang the drum. That was back in 2019. And here we have from Bill saying that he was very nice to his niece when they met that day, that he was a one-of-a-kind gentleman and will absolutely be missed, sharing that photo with us on the WKYC Facebook page. Now this one comes from Jensen Lewis. This was a pitcher for Cleveland baseball from 2007 to 2010 and talked about how that presence on game days was just incredible for him. Of course, Jensen Lewis went on to then work in media and how he was a strong memory for him across that time. Another member of our media here in Cleveland, this is Natalie, talking about it being the heartbeat of Cleveland baseball, saying rest in peace to John Adams. And our Al Pulowski, who pointed this out, that he was also a season ticket holder of the Cleveland Force. So in addition to all that time he spent at the Guardians games, also supporting our sports in other ways, and how he'll always be remembered here in Northeast Ohio. Now, when we head to the What's New Facebook group, this one comes in from Bill Wright, and he shared a funny comment. He said, you know, initially when I first saw him at the games, he was bugged by the noise, but he later did realize that is the sound of Cleveland's heartbeat. That drum beating.
Yeah.
And this final comment here that we're sharing from Valerie was at the game when he hit the ceremonial first pitch with his drum. He did that on 2 different occasions, so here's a photo of that happening on one instance. And Valerie, along with so many other people, said that they really missed him at the games last year when he wasn't able to participate because of those health issues. And she didn't know when to clap without John's drumming, you know, to call everybody's attention back to those big moments.
And there were so many comebacks last year. I was at a game last year where they were down 4 in the 7th inning, and they started a rally. And obviously I knew that John was very ill, and I looked at his spot out in the bleachers, and this is how your mind can play tricks on you. I heard his drum beating in my head as the rally was starting. And the next thing you know, the Guardians take the lead and win the game. And I'm sure there will be games this summer at Progressive Field where, if you listen closely during that rally, you'll be able to hear John's drum.
Absolutely.
Incredible. What a loss.
Thank you so much, Stephanie.